Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, Pope Francis took part in Palm Sunday just one day after his release from a Rome hospital. And Flatonia Fire and Rescue battled a vehicle fire over the weekend. The blaze shut down roadways while crews worked to extinguish the flames. And in Illinois, the governor tours the storm-damaged Belvedere after a tornado ripped through the city, killing at least one person.
Take a look at your weather. Currently 74 degrees in Victoria. Southerly winds bringing in that tropical moisture. Big weather changes ahead. I'll tell you what this so far. Rain chances going up and temperatures going down, both in a big way. We'll give you the details coming up in your forecast.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the third day of April 2023. The time is now 6:31 on your Monday morning, and on this day in 1924, American actor Marlon Brando was born. Let's go ahead and turn to First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, Marlon Brando, wow, what an amazing, accomplished actor, known widely for his role in The Godfather, but also I think a cat on a hot tin roof.
Perhaps, I think so. I think you're correct on that. I know about The Godfather. Of course, a classic actor, one of the supreme grade A actors of all time. So check out some of his movies. All right, on the outside, but this would be a good week to do so, especially in the second half of the week with all the rain headed our way. Wind speeds about 10 miles per hour currently, 10-15 miles per hour, gusting to over 20 miles per hour or so by the late morning into the early afternoon time frame for us around here. And we'll keep those winds going for you Monday, Tuesday, and even into your Wednesday before the front moves on through and changes things around here. First Warn Doppler radar, don't see any precipitation on it whatsoever, keeping it dry. I think it will be dry today and dry tomorrow, but not the story that we're going to tell for your day on Wednesday as the front moves in from the west into the area. Coming up for you Wednesday, and you see right there, it begins to move on through, and it actually stalls along the Texas coast, which means that the thunderstorm chances will continue from your day Wednesday, Thursday, and even into your Friday more than likely. Some of these are producing a heavy rainfall according to this model run here, so we need to be watchful on that. And there is an excessive heavy rainfall potential, slight risk to about marginal risk for the days from Wednesday through Thursday and Friday. So keep that in mind. It could be some localized flooding. Not seeing any severe weather or anything of that nature, but of course we're going to see the rainfall continuing to moving through the region. By Saturday and Sunday, it begins to move to the east, and we begin to improve, and of course, we'll see more sunshine by then. There's excessive rainfall outlook I told you about. Slight risk of excessive rainfall from Victoria toward 59 toward Wharton, Ocampo, and the Houston area. Everywhere else, the crossroads, marginal risk. This begins on Wednesday, by the way. This is not for today, so please keep that in mind. And your full forecast, we've got the percentages for you for the rainfall and the cooler temperatures ahead. We'll show it to you in the 7-day outlook later on this half hour. Carolina.
Thank you, Trey. Pope Francis was back with the Catholic faithful this Palm Sunday, a day after leaving a Rome hospital where he was treated for bronchitis. The Pope presiding over Mass before tens of thousands of people gathered in St. Peter's Square, the Mass that begins Holy Week. Pope Francis delivering the homily from the altar, reminding the world once again to see the marginalized and those who are alone and abandoned, and also thanking people for their concern and urging Catholics to break through what he calls the silence of indifference. Following Mass, the 86-year-old pontiff took a long ride in his Pope-mobile, winding slowly through the massive crowd as they wave palm and olive branches. A junior high school student in Ganado ISD is accused of creating a hit list. The school district reported their findings in a statement via Facebook last Thursday. After an investigation into the matter, administrators identified the individuals involved in the situation and took immediate corrective action. The students were disciplined in accordance with the Ganado ISD Student Code of Conduct. At no point in time was any student, teacher, or staff member under any threat or danger. Ganado Superintendent McCraw says feel free to contact his office if you have any further questions or concerns. This was the scene of a vehicle fire on Interstate 10 Saturday. The fire shut down westbound traffic at the 660-mile marker. There are no reports of any injuries. The fire put out at the scene, cleared by Flatonia Fire and Rescue. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker visited the city of Belvedere on Sunday morning, touring the damaged community after a tornado caused a roof to collapse at a music venue. An EF1 tornado hit the Apollo Theater during a concert Friday night, killing one person and hurting at least 48 others. The governor confirmed 5 individuals remain in critical condition and held a moment of silence outside the theater Sunday morning. Pritzker commended the quick actions of concert goers and members of the community for helping those impacted in the aftermath of the devastating storm. SpaceX launched a set of advanced satellites into orbit Sunday morning. A Falcon 9 rocket topped with 10 satellites for the Space Development Agency's Tranche 0 mission lifted off from the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California just before 10:30 a.m. yesterday. The Falcon 9's first stage returned to Earth just under 8 minutes after liftoff, touching down at Vandenberg's Landing Zone 4. Meanwhile, the Falcon 9's upper stage continued carrying the Tranche 0 satellites to orbit. The satellites will serve as part of the SDA's proliferated warfighter space architecture and will help the military identify and track missiles. All right, time to get your cell phone. We made it easy to download the Crosswords Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote on our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest right there on the app. Submit those news tips and photos. And Trey, I actually mixed the movies up. Marlon Brando was in A Streetcar Named Desire. It was Paul Newman in that Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. All right, Trey, the time is now 6:36 on your Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. Victoria down to the 4 finalists in the running for police chief.
In just hours, former President Donald Trump expected to arrive here in New York City to face criminal charges. I'm Morgan Norwood, and coming up, I'll walk you through what's expected today.
Cloudy skies, but rain chances on the increase by the time we get to your Wednesday, courtesy of this front out to the west. We'll talk about that and the percentages of rainfall we expect coming up.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach. Not everyone can say that, but we can. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours.
Right now, save up to $50 on gas or battery trimmers.
Girls, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. And that's why shopping at Blue & Co. and Yoakum is so great. They don't just sell the latest fashion and popular brands, they help you style it. Visit us online at blueandco.com for their latest fashions.
Hello, neighbor. Before you buy a home,
before you sell a home,
before you make any home improvements, call USA Foundation Repair.
A thorough and honest inspection is what you get from USA Foundation Repair.
We work with realtors and contractors on the front line every day doing inspections and repairs. Don't get taken to the train station. Get the USA Foundation Repair brand of approval. Call us today for an honest inspection.
Good morning, it's 6:38, and take a look at the future tracker. We've been showing this all morning, and we'll show it again to give you heads up about what's headed our way and why we expect what we're expecting. Here, the front will be moving through the region for your Wednesday. So today and tomorrow on the dry side, here comes the rainfall on Wednesday. At 1 o'clock, the front drifted over the area, beginning to turn stationary, and this is going to be the boundary needed to keep that lift in the atmosphere, unstable atmosphere, and cause rainfall to be pretty widespread. Notice that some of these model runs here, they got some heavier rainfall from time to time, pretty widespread too, through your day, Wednesday, Thursday, and even into your Friday. So that's a concern there. Could have some localized flooding, so we need to keep watchful of that. There is a slight marginal risk of excessive rainfall according to the Storm Prediction Center, so we'll keep that in mind. And by Sunday, we should see everything move to the east, and we'll gradually see improving conditions by then. There's excessive rainfall outlook from Victoria northward. There's a slight risk, marginal risk everywhere else, so we'll keep watching on that. The main threat will be some localized flooding with some of the heavier storms, especially those kind of training over the same area time and time again. Your full forecast comes up later on this half hour for us around here. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey. Security on high alert in New York City ahead of the former president's arrival. Metal barriers surround the Trump Tower and the criminal court building in Lower Manhattan, with the NYPD bracing for possible protest.
In just hours, former President Trump expected to arrive in New York 1 day ahead of his historic arraignment. Donald Trump becoming the first president, current or former, to face criminal charges. He's due to surrender at Manhattan Criminal Court on Tuesday.
He's gearing up for a battle, This is something that obviously we believe is a political persecution. We're ready for this fight, and I look forward to moving this thing along as quickly as possible to exonerate him.
Sources tell ABC News Trump is facing around 24 charges, including felonies. We won't know what they are until the indictment is unsealed, but prosecutors had been investigating how Trump accounted for hush money payments to Stormy Daniels weeks before the 2016 election.
Hush money payments themselves, not a crime. Falsifying business records to conceal hush money payments, typically a misdemeanor, but can be a felony if it's done in furtherance of or to conceal another crime.
That other crime could be a federal campaign finance violation, a state election infraction, or tax crime. Whatever charges the grand jurors decided on, they might not be the only ones Trump faces, since there are other federal and state criminal investigations into possible election tampering, the January 6th insurrection, and his handling of classified documents. Trump is expected to arrive in New York sometime this afternoon and spend the night in his Fifth Avenue apartment before he's driven by motorcade to his arraignment. Once inside, he'll be processed but not handcuffed and walked along the 15th floor corridor into a courtroom where his attorney says he'll plead not guilty.
I've done 1 million arraignments in that courthouse with celebrities and whatnot, but this is a whole different thing.
Now, there will be no other court proceedings on the 15th floor while Trump is inside. Streets around here will also be closed. Now, after the arraignment, Trump will reportedly head back to Mar-a-Lago, where he has announced plans to speak. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Leading us to your viewer poll, should cameras be allowed during Trump's upcoming trial? Okay, let's take a look. 83% of you say yes, and the rest of you say no. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. Victoria is down to 4 finalists in the running for police chief. Tedrick Andres says he has more than 30 years of law enforcement experience with the Louisiana State Prison and the New Orleans Police Department, Arlington Police Department, and the Henderson Police Department. He retired from Henderson last month. The next finalist is Eric Blanchard. He started his law enforcement career in 2000 after graduating from the Del Mar Police Academy at the top of his class. He worked for the Mathis Police Department, the Portland Police Department, and the Sinton Police Department. He was hired as chief of the Aransas Pass Police Department in 2012. The third finalist is Dr. Jonathan B. Flores. He served as the City of Alton Police Chief since 2018 and also serves as an assistant city manager for the city. Flores started his law enforcement career in 2001 as an emergency communications specialist for the City of McAllen. In 2005, he worked for the City of San Juan. He also served with the McAllen ISD Police Department and the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. And the final candidate for Chief of Police in Victoria is Chuck Young. He served the Victoria Police Department as Deputy Police Chief since 2021. He joined the Dallas Police Department in 1980, where he rose to the rank of major before retiring to the private sector in 2019. He served as the Senior Security Manager for the Dallas Symphony Association before returning to law enforcement in Victoria. For more on the 4 finalists for police chief, come to crossroadstoday.com. The city plans to name a sole finalist this month. The time is now 6:43 on your Monday morning. Still to come, we meet an artist who wins big. Okay, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Emma and Josh. I love you so much, from Mommy and Joe and Momo and Popo and Ama and Appa.
Let's see, and happy birthday to Mika. Happy birthday to my amazing little sister. We love you and hope you had an amazing day.
And happy birthday to Raul Jr. Enjoy your big day.
We also have here, happy birthday to legendary actor and comedian Eddie Murphy. He is 62 today. To see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More under Home. You'll see the KVU Submit Your Birthday.
All right, the time is now 6:44 on your Monday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. Happy birthday to my friend Julia. We'll be right back.
Keep Victoria Beautiful is having a cleanup for Earth Day. April 22nd, that morning we're going to go clean up all around Victoria. Make this place we call home just a little bit nicer. Last time we had 400 of your friends, neighbors, high school baseball players, teachers, nurses, there to help clean up. Go to keepvictoriabeautiful.org to sign up and learn more. Bring a team. It's going to be a great Saturday morning. Look forward to seeing you there.
Hi folks, Greg at Fuller Pep. A longtime customer talked to me the other day and told me they switched to a horse feed from another company because it was cheaper than ours. Before long, the shape of his horses deteriorated and one ended up at the vet. Our equine feeds are formulated to keep your horses in the best condition and maintain peak performance at any life stage. We're not the cheapest, but we sell a superior quality product at a fair price. And in my opinion, that's value. Come see us at Fuller Pep.
In this morning's GMA First Look, breaking their silence.
Tough not having here. Stace and I get up and watch the sunrise and drink our coffee and cry in your coffee.
The yellow and white tulips bearing the name Ethan Smile, meeting the sun for the first time.
It's just turned into something so special, something tangible that represents him now.
Nearly 5 months ago, the 20-year-old was murdered along with his girlfriend, Xana Kernodle, and her roommates, Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan, in that off-campus home at the University of Idaho. Here at Tulip Valley Farms, Ethan worked in the fields planting bulbs, and now he's being remembered with his own. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on this powerful interview with the parents of University of Idaho victim Ethan Chapin. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
My skin was so uncomfortable.
The itching was so bad.
Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Good morning. Trey Mining here. Take a look at the temperatures. Starting off in the 70s this morning, of course, and will be that way on until about 10 o'clock or so, 11 a.m., above 80 degrees. Mid to upper 80s for a daytime high, occurring about 4 or 5 o'clock, maybe even 90 or so up there in western and northwestern parts of the crossroads, away from the coast. Cloudy skies as we go throughout the day, departing cloudy skies, some breaks in the cloud cover as you work throughout your day on Monday into your Tuesday. So keep that in mind. We'll keep it mostly dry for today and tomorrow. Wednesday, not the case because cold front moves through, stalls out over the region, and gives us a good rain chance. I mean good, being plentiful and high rain chances. And cooler temperatures, much cooler as well. 87 degrees with winds to the south, 30 miles per hour, not out of the question. Partly cloudy skies, windy and warm. And overnight lows will be 71 degrees, mostly cloudy skies and windy. No rain chances today or tomorrow. Highs tomorrow, 86 degrees. Here come the rain chances on Wednesday. Some risk of some heavy rain potential coming up by the middle of the last half of the week, finally beginning to move on out by Sunday.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. We use this every day, and the most popular color is blue. What is it? Like us on Facebook, Crossroads Today. Post your guess to today's question, and we'll have the answer later on Sunrise. Homemade with Adarius is our chance to showcase some amazing talent here in the Crossroads. Adarius caught up with a student who's now an award-winning artist.
We recently took a trip over 40 miles west to Nordheim. With a population of under 500 people, students in the district share one school from K through 12th grade. Some of the students made a trip to the Houston Livestock Show. That's where 4th grader Xander John won a gold medal for his artwork. Nordheim ISD teacher Richard Scott chose the drawings for the contest. He says Xander's sketch actually looked better than the drawing, so Scott entered the sketch and it won big.
The one we went with was his sketch for what the final one was. He did his final one, and I was like, the sketch is so much better, so because he put all this stuff in the final one, and the sketch it was really good.
Xander figured Mr. Scott turned the sketch in as an accident, and his sketch was a little different than the original drawing.
He accidentally sent my other one that has like the horse right behind the fence, and the fence was like right behind the road. It was like some kind of ranch.
Xander says the original piece had more elements than the piece that was used. The sketch had the horses with smaller animals like rabbits. Xander says he turned a daydream into reality on paper.
It's because I just imagined in my head, and I draw the outline with the pencil.
Though Xander did a good job, he struggled with the drawing. His fight with watercolor was a hard one.
I've had to teach him about watercolors a little bit, because when he first started playing with watercolors, if the paper's wet, the watercolors will bleed into each other, and he did not like that at first. So I'm like, okay, we gotta dry it first, and then you can do another color.
From trying to perfect watercolor to winning big at the Houston Livestock Show, Xander was excited the entire time. He and Mr. Scott shared a word of advice for aspiring artists.
You just have to try to imagine, and then just try to think about, and then draw it.
Practice. Art. If you've ever seen the movie Ratatouille, where the chef says anybody can cook, anybody can draw. Yeah.
Congratulations, Xander. The fourth grader created a masterpiece, and that's why we chose to show off his homemade artwork. Want to show off something homemade? Email us at homemade@victoriatelevision.com.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Xander. Still to come on Sunrise, used to know before you go. A fast-moving grass fire near Colorado Springs threatened approximately 30 homes Sunday afternoon.
When you don't keep your eyes on what you're doing, it can be downright dangerous to you and others, especially when you're behind the wheel. Put your phone down. Heads up, Texas.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Tonight, Hollywood Week continues, and you'll be
having a good time, having a good time.
It's an amazing night of duets.
Choose the partner that's going to make you look really good.
What can make me feel this way?
There was a lot of magic in there.
But some will be left singing a different tune.
You have decided to leave the competition?
This is too much.
American Idol, new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Victory Kia and Victory Buick GMC want to let you know that you can lean on us. We will award $500 to a deserving winner. Drop off an entry form at any of our participating dealerships in the Lean On Me drop box with your story and contact info. Go to crossroadstoday.com/leanonme for more information or to enter online. You can tune in every other Thursday at the 6, 9, and 10 p.m. news to view our winners. Lean On Me is sponsored by Victory Kia and Victory Buick GMC.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. We want to know, we use this every day, and the most popular color is blue. Okay, what is it? All right, Trey, I think we're ready for the answer.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for chiming in. And the answer is, of course, toothbrush.
Ah, toothbrush. Yeah, I got to use that every single day.
There's always like a little blue thing on your toothbrush, a stripe or everything like that. So that's why the answer is that. So brush your teeth. You know it's good for you. And stay tuned tomorrow for another great question of the day to get you going for your Tuesday.
A fast-moving grass fire near Colorado Springs threatened approximately 30 homes Sunday afternoon. A pre-evacuation warning was sent to the cell phones of residents living within a 2-mile radius of Peterson Road and Galley Road. However, the El Paso County Sheriff's Office has lifted the mandatory evacuation orders for residents as firefighters work to extinguish the 10-acre grass fire. Crews from multiple agencies responded to the scene, and the fire was last reported to be 25% contained. No details on what caused the fire are released at this time. Fire weather warnings are expected to continue into Monday across the region. Victoria County Commissioners will meet today at 10 a.m. at the Victoria County Courthouse. We have some items from their agenda. Commissioners will consider a proclamation designating April as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month. Commissioners will also authorize the county judge to sign the certification of substantial completion to the Victoria Regional Airport Maintenance Building demo. If you cannot attend Commissioners Court today in person, the meeting will be available via Zoom. Mark your calendars, future VC Pirates. Victoria College hosting a VC Info Night. This is your chance to get to know Victoria College and all that they have to offer. Come to the info session tomorrow. It starts at 4 p.m. and goes on until 6 p.m. at the VC Student Center. You can meet with over 20 departments and attend an informational session. April is Autism Awareness Month, and the Children's Discovery Museum of the Golden Crescent is doing their part to accommodate all children. The new sights and sounds of the museum can become a little too much for some kids. If your child ever becomes overstimulated by all that excitement, the Children's Discovery Museum has a calm area with a modified environment and quiet activities to reduce sensory overload and allow for self-calming. They call the soothing space the Cozy Corner. Autism spectrum disorder affects 1 in 36 children. UHV hosted their homecoming over the weekend. It was at Riverside Park for a UHV baseball game. University President Bob Glenn says he loved the turnout for homecoming this year.
This is a vitally important event for UHV, like it is for all campuses. Whether you're 50,000 or 5,000, you need those occasions when the campus comes together and they feel connected and as one. So this is very important for us since we have an awful lot of commuters and a lot of students online. Being able to pull them in for an event like this really establish that connectedness that we think is vital to getting the degree.
There was also a homecoming court with 3 Royal Jaguars. And we want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And we have time for a final check of our forecast with Trey.
And thank you so much, Carolina. And looking at temperatures on the warm side, 70s currently with very high humidity and gusty winds. That will be the case throughout the day today. No rainfall anticipated for your Monday. Highs in the mid to upper 80s around here, maybe near 90 in the western parts of the Crossroads region. We're looking at cloudy to partly cloudy skies throughout the day. No rain today or tomorrow. But by the time we get to your Wednesday, we'll see things change and rain chances coming in a big way. And temperatures going down as well. 87 degrees today, hot temperatures, no doubt about it. With windy and warm will be the weather words today. Also partly cloudy skies. Overnight lows near 71 degrees. And then for your day tomorrow, 86 degrees, partly cloudy skies and windy. Look at the winds near 30 miles per hour, of course. And it's feeding in that tropical moisture and setting the stage of rainfall around here. What we need is something to lift that moisture up, and that's going to be the front that moves through on Wednesday and stays around the area, turning up stationary along the Texas coast. So we have extended periods of rainfall with highs only in the 60s for Thursday and Friday. And there is some heavy rain potential, not any severe weather. Don't look like that's going to happen in our region here, but the heavy rain potential will be there. So please be weather aware. That means there could be some localized flooding in some of the areas with storms repeating over the same areas. So we got that to look into coming up by the middle part of the week. Outside of that, we'll see things improving by Sunday. Enjoy your days today and tomorrow and get ready for the rain on Wednesday and cooler temperatures too. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. Sounds like a good excuse to buy a new raincoat. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful start to your week. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports, and tonight at 5, 6, and 10.